Good morning and happy weekend. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. It is very, very early because I have a long day planned with the kiddo, a long day planned with the wife, going to do a bunch of fun stuff, even going to our first real trunk or treat. So it should be a good time. And I hope that you guys have a fun weekend planned, able to get some good food or hang out with family. Make sure to do the important things and hang out with the people that you love. That's the first thing I wanted to say. I think starting off the video with that is always a good thing, especially for our weekend when we have a little bit of free time and we don't need to sit there and stare at charts all weekend. But volatility was able to get crushed on Friday and it's really been getting things right. Okay. So we've got this 20% update that told us there was a 95% chance that we were going to see volatility actually drop off and we were going to see an update in the market. And now volatility is saying once again something. It is down by 17.91%, which means that we should be seeing a down day in the next two trading sessions. And so let's go look at the SPY and the Qs. Make sure you subscribe because every single weekend we do give out the new updated weekly expected moves. We have daily expected moves for Monday and we're ready to get going. So let's get into it. First off, on the weekend, I think it's good to remind people this is a 68% zone. Okay, so I calculate this using the options data. It gives us a 68% zone of what the market is overall expecting based on the information, based on the actual trades placed, based on the options data for the week ahead. So you have a 68% chance to close within these purple lines by market close on Friday. That's important to say. You do have a 32% chance to see something crazy. And we are building liquidity. So don't think that something crazy can't happen at some point. And that's why we have monthly expected moves for you as well. So if you're new, there's plenty of information here. We're only halfway through the month, so it is a good time to subscribe and be able to get these levels on your charts and start to learn about these weekly expected moves, as we do have some learning material down in the description. Now, Patreon members, you will get all of those weekly expected moves for all the stocks that we cover on the right side of your screen in just a bit this weekend. As far as it stands, we still have confirmed the daily divergences that we have created here for the SPY. There was one little signal on volatility that we will go over, but we're not seeing that signal repeated for the SPY, suggesting that the daily can cross up. But you do have one volatility signal that is suggesting that you can see a new high here. So we will be aware of that, right? We seem to have some sort of downtrend just a little bit. Some sort of consolidation is probably the better explanation, some kind of triangle in some way. But also you have the head and shoulders that we've been discussing. So let's get into those 2 hour charts. Let's just do that to start things off. As the weekly chart, we have not even crossed that down yet. So we're still kind of building that liquidity with that indecision from last week. That really is just indecision. If you look at this bar, you can see, oh, okay, we didn't make a new low, but we also didn't make a new high. So we're just stuck in here waiting for the answer. And that's where it's good to go into those shorter time frames and read off to you those weekly and daily expected moves. So for now, we do see that we have 678.60 to the upside. We have 650.18 to the downside. For the daily or that's for the weekly expected moves, by the way. So that's by Friday close. For the daily expected move for Monday, we have 669.12 to the upside, and we have 659.66 to the downside. So a little bit less implied volatility. And the thing about this here is this is going to be a good sign for the bulls early on in the week, okay, until we see what kind of down day we get from the SPY. This actually does look like something that can turn around, right? We have a low on the 2 hour, we have a higher low on the 2 hour, and that is pronounced here by the MACD. Now, that hasn't sent you into positive territory yet, but you can see how close it has gotten with the higher low. So you want to be prepared. And this is why we were talking about this on Patreon, saying, hey, let's not get over leveraged here. Let's not be overexposed, because if we do see something like this confirm and volatility did have a signal for it, it will lean towards what the bulls can say. We can head to 678.60, and we might need to remake those 2 hour signals, and we might have more bait to be had. We might see a trap number 4. I'm still not leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards this is going to end very, very dramatically, actually. But for now, if we're paying attention to the signals and taking what I think out of consideration, it would say a higher low for the 2 hour, and we should see this high taken out. And we might even be able to go up and reach up to 678.60. That is the real bullish case here. As it stands for the bearish case, this would say that the 30-minute is going to rotate down, and we will need to see a flush, most likely to take out these lows. So it's very nice that the weekly expected move is in this area, because taking out these lows is an important thing. If we really look at structure here, just based on this price action, right? We delete all this. We already know we were looking for that left head, and now we have our right shoulder. Thankful for our analysis last weekend. Now, what would we want to see within this block in here? Within all this price action, what would be a very good thing to see? Well, we kind of see this left over here, right? We see this kind of line down here. We go left, head. Maybe we want to break that and go make another right shoulder before we actually head in the downward direction again. But overall, the confirmations you are looking for here and what you would really be paying attention to for Monday would say, hey, if we're going to continue, we can go up to 669.12. If the 30-minute crosses down and we don't see something crazy, then you would expect us to bounce from 659.66. Volatility is calling a down day with an 85% chance in the next two trading sessions. We'll go over volatility in a moment because that's not really suggesting that we are going to stop. So let's go pop over into the Qs. Once again, I think it's important to show you the weekly chart, right? That bloodbath of a week that we did have is still there. We have an inside trading week is pretty much what's going on here. And you're seeing that consolidation, which means most likely a big move is coming. And we still have left an overall gap below, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe we have filled that at this point. So we do have some stuff to take care of. So let's get into those 2-hour charts. Let's just get into those this weekend. Sometimes we do go over the bigger time frames, but we're still mainly waiting on that weekly pullback to show its face. And we've already gone over the confirmations that we do have that suggest the weekly pullback is still highly probable. As it stands, though, we do have a signal in front of us that can ruin that. So let's make sure to get you guys weekly expected moves in case we head to this upside. 620.19 to the upside. We see 587.67 to the downside. We have 609.30 for the daily expected move and 598.56 for the daily expected downside move. So now you kind of have some little 68% zone for Monday. You have a 68% zone for the week for Friday close. And if you really want to, you have that 68% zone for the month. But it looks like this month is going to be a time where we just build liquidity for the big move in November, possibly. So what do we see here? Well, we potentially see a higher low for the 2-hour, which means that as this confirmation is going positive, it does suggest that the bullish thing here has confirmed enough that you could say it's what I like to say here is when a bullish signal kind of confirms in negative territory. I kind of call it a contrarian bullish signal, right? It's like, hey, we're in negative territory. We're in a quote unquote negative trend because of this big drop. But we're seeing a signal that can be contrarian to that. It can shift things around. This higher low can be a contrarian bull signal that says we are going to come test these highs again and we are going to make a new one. That is what is being suggested from this, right? I'm not going to let my bias leak in. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's what this signal really suggests. So if this 2-hour keeps going and goes positive, it is very likely we end up at that weekly expected move. And so I hope that this is in some way helpful to you. And overall, that's why I was putting out the videos on Thursday suggesting let's not be over leveraged here. Let's not be overexposed in either direction because this is a time where it can curl up into positive territory. You always want to treat markets like they can continue upward because markets can be rational for longer than you can remain solvent. I'm sure you've heard that before. So as it stands, this is a very good signal for the bulls, in my opinion. How does the signal go wrong? Well, the 30-minute needs to rotate down. This needs to be some kind of trap. And I think we even discussed how this could be left head, right shoulder. But look where that weekly expected move is, 587.67. It would take out these lows. We could come down into this area, get that dead cat bounce, and then see something awful again if that is going to come to fruition with the big left, big head, and a big right shoulder over here. So those are some things that I am paying attention to. And as of right now, the confirmations that we do have suggest that we are heading up. It is still suggesting we are heading up. As you can see, the 30-minute MACD is in positive territory. It's curled up. The 2-hour is just about to go into positive territory, and it is curling up. Okay, so you have to be honest with yourself about these things, not have it backwards in your mind. We have not seen something that confirms that we are heading lower at this point. Right now, we are still holding signals that suggest that we are going to go higher for now until we see what happens on Monday with the 85% chance of a down day from volatility. So let's look at volatility, right? Let's go look at volatility and see if that's where we can find our little hint of, hey, are we going to head down straight away on Monday? Or do we not have hints going on into the early stages of the week? Are we going to confirm down this right shoulder? Are we going to do that? Well, let's go look at volatility to see if anything's going to help us out over there. So you can see that volatility was kind of a bloodbath. Now, from the daily scale, I was looking at this on Friday and I was like, this kind of looks interesting to me. We kind of had this left shoulder, this roundabout kind of head, and maybe we're actually going to see a daily dip down to that 1683. Maybe we are going to see a daily pullback just like we did kind of over here, right? So I wanted to bring this to your attention. Maybe we're going to see something like this. This is a possibility. That first wave of volatility comes in, you pull back to that center line, then you see the absolute rip to the upside. I think that's a possibility. I wanted to mention that today, and I really like this block over here for VIX. But that being said, let's go into those shorter time frames. Okay, so be looking at something like that. The shorter time frames, the 2 hour was suggesting there's 2 hour divergence on your RSI. It's not on your MACD at the same time. So this means we could see more bullishness, but if this 2 hour is able to curl up into positive territory, we should see something that tells us the future. And I know that's crazy to say, but something that tells us a high probability future. If the 2 hour is able to break down to lower levels, right, come down into this area, curl up, but we don't make a new high, we see that confirm back down, we could suggest that the daily is going to curl down and we're going to go through a daily pullback for volatility, which means new highs potentially for the SPY. If the volatility is able to curl down and then curl back up on the 2 hour, but make a divergence and confirm, and it's just like this look again, it's going to say the same thing. But if the 2 hour curls down and then curls up, what does that mean? And I know I just said curl down, curl up a million times, but if this comes down to here and then pop, curls up into positive territory, pop, curls up into positive territory, it means that the market becomes very, very risky. That volatility can really scream to the upside, because who's to say that has to make a divergence? Who's to say it can't go all the way up to 3611, like I think it's really getting to eventually? No one can say that. But overall, you would say we are very far from the center line. We have time to curl this thing up. And if we wanted to see an up day on Monday and a down day on Tuesday, hey, that's perfectly fine. VIX is saying there's an 85% chance for a down day in the market in the next 2 trading sessions, and you need to be aware of that. As it stands right now, is the 30-minute suggesting that this is some kind of big top? Well, as of right now, you've broken down too far. We suggested watching if volatility is able to break below that 5-day moving average. Have we really given up a lot of the room here? Are we just testing 20? We have to see what happens with this. But overall, from volatility, the look suggests this. And I'm being very honest with the look. We'll tackle this again on Monday when we get the price action, right? As the market proves itself, we can get more information. We can make better decisions. That's always a good thing. But this MACD is going negative. We are going to need that down day to be Monday, and we are going to need that to be big, because as of right now, with this going negative, if it keeps going negative, then it will lean towards lower highs. We'll look for divergences and things like that. But if you're starting to see lower highs from volatility, then it adds even more credibility too. We could see new highs in the SPY. Okay, so I wanted to bring that to your attention. So as of right now, the most probable thing, according to the positioning of the MACD, is a little bit 50-50, but it is leaning more towards what? Towards some kind of reaction that fails, actually. So if we do see a slight consolidative Monday or a slight down day on Monday or a down day on Monday that just isn't dramatic, in this 30 minutes not able to go through the sky, then it would suggest a lower high is very possible for VIX. So I know this is probably not, talking about these things, this isn't necessarily even what I want to happen with the market according to the signals that we do have here. And I'm sure a lot of people are still, tripling down on like a major 50% crash right now, but I'm not seeing clarification of that just yet. I'm not even seeing clarification that we are heading down to the monthly expected move anymore as of right now. And I want to be very honest with you guys on this channel, right? I don't want to sit here and lie to you about signals. I want to tell you that the signals right now are bullish. They're saying, hey, the bulls are making an attempt to go and make a new high. So you want those signals to fail on Monday or Tuesday, and VIX is suggesting you have an 85% chance on Monday or Tuesday to see one of those moments. So we'll pay attention to those moments, and I will put an update out there. So make sure you are subscribed. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really, I wanted to put this out there to be helpful this weekend. I hope this is enough to really give you guys um, some good information that you can make some good decisions throughout the week. And worst case scenario, hopefully it was good to give you guys some weekly expected moves, right? It's always good to have these weekly expected moves and look for setups around there. It's always good for you day traders out there to have these daily expected moves because they've been working very, very well. So I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go spend it with some family like I'm going to do. And I hope you guys have a good one. Peace out.